I got ghosted. My matchmaker calls me yesterday and she's like, hey, just want to give you like a little bit of feedback. He Googled you. Like, I'm also just so wildly embarrassed and I feel so much.
Unfortunately for this woman, we live in a time when people can easily search for information online before meeting someone. If someone discovers a troubling digital footprint, they may decide that getting involved simply isn't worth the potential complications. Your online presence can influence how others perceive you, so it's worth being mindful of what you post and what information is publicly available. Anyway, guys, today we've got some of the craziest clips showing the current state of the dating market, and you definitely won't want to miss a single one.
I got ghosted. So again, most amazing first date I've been on in years. I haven't dated. Why am I fucking I'll tell you guys. So we had that amazing date last week. He even said it was an amazing date. Like, we both agreed. He told like our matchmaker it was an amazing date. I said the same thing. Well then, like, as of last Saturday, I haven't heard from him. And I was like, hey, like, if you have like a change of heart, like, no big deal, but can you just like tell me what changed or something? Nothing. Well, my matchmaker calls me yesterday and she's like, hey, just want to give you like a little bit of feedback from what happened with your date last week. And I was like, I'd love some clarity. She's like, he Googled you. And I was like, yeah, I kind of figured. Because like what pops up is like my biggest videos are back when I was like in a wildly hurt place. And I was just acting so reckless. And I know what all the misogynistic men are going to write in my comments like, well, that's why you shouldn't be a drunk slut on the internet.
That's us, guys.
I know.
Hey, that's us. She's talking about us.
I get it. I know.
Hell yeah,
like,
bro.
Again, I'm not blaming anybody but myself. I do have to say that, like, it kind of did take like the wind out of my sails like a little bit. Just because it was like, I'm gonna have to live with like what I did forever because I did post it, and I understand like the internet is forever.
Yes, it is.
I don't know. And again, here I am crying, being like, oh my god, after one date I got ghosted. But it wasn't like one date. It was like, I don't date, period. And I put myself out there, and I'm also just so wildly embarrassed, and I feel so much like shame. Why am I even putting this on the internet? I feel like as I like try and date going forward, this is something I am gonna have to live with. It's like, oh, it's okay. Somebody's gonna have to love every part of me. I know that, and they're gonna have to love like even the bad parts when I wasn't doing so hot. But like, God, it just kind of sucks, and I just feel so embarrassed. I feel like actually pretty shameful, and it's not shameful because of like how I acted. It's just like shameful the fact that like the average person can have like their past just be their past, you know, and I put my entire life online. And when you do that, like, you have to be willing to have everybody see every part of your life. I don't know. Anyways, happy Halloween. I'm gonna go with this.
Unfortunately, it's difficult to place all the blame on the man in a situation like this. People are allowed to have their own preferences and decide what kind of relationship they're comfortable entering. Even if someone is successful financially, a highly public online presence can still make some potential partners uncomfortable. Ultimately, compatibility depends on more than money. It also involves privacy, personal values, lifestyle, and whether both people are comfortable with each other's past and
Thank you, cannot do that to me.
Like,
Please.
why? You're not the victim in this. Just talk. Like, go throw your tantrum. Like,
the reason she's crying and the reason she's throwing a tantrum is because she got caught, man. You know, when they play victim, that's what they're gonna do. You know, at the end of the day, when they're cheating on you, man, they don't want to get caught. They want to leave you when the time is right. When that man is ready to commit to her, whatever it might be, they wait to leave you until it's time when they're ahead. And I'm telling you right now, the best thing you could do is walk away. The best thing you could do is respect yourself and go find the Lord. Go find the Lord, man. I'm telling you right now, it's the best thing I ever did for myself. Find God. Get up. Hey, you know what? I'm not doing this with you anymore. I'm gonna pray for you. I hope the best for you, but I'm not gonna sit in this storm anymore. You know, I'm not gonna choose to be here anymore. Get up and grind. Go to the gym. Use your pain and motivation to become a tank, man. And you can do it. I promise you. I believe in you. You don't gotta be put in these situations. You don't gotta be dealing with these toxic women. You don't gotta do it, man. What you gotta do is just get up and become better. Don't sit in toxicity. Don't sit in drama. Stay focused.
It can certainly look that way from the outside, but we can't know for sure what someone is feeling or why they're crying. If a person is genuinely betrayed by a partner, the discovery can be devastating regardless of when it happens. The bigger issue is that cheating can destroy trust and leave lasting emotional consequences. Once the truth comes out, the healthiest response is usually to face the facts honestly, take responsibility, and allow both people to decide what they want to do.
Because I'm pregnant, I mean, it was fun when the movie was on. The movie off now.
Okay, but you said that I was pregnant though. So, you didn't say nothing the first time.
I told you, because I didn't have money to pay for the movie. You paid for the movie. I watched the movie. The movie was good. Now I'm telling you about yourself. You had it in your bio, bro.
So we can't date because I'm pregnant.
No.
But it doesn't even have to be. It doesn't.
You embarrassed me in public, bro. You got me out here. You pregnant. I mean, bro, you catfish. Stop catfishing.
I'm not catfishing.
Stop catfishing, bro. All these people looking at me. Stop catfishing.
I didn't think that it was going to be a problem.
It's a huge problem.
You don't have to take care of this. You don't
Why
have
would you go on a date with another man if you pregnant?
You don't have to take care of this baby.
You alright?
Is it technically catfishing if a girl is pregnant and she doesn't let you know that before the date starts? Who y'all thought was right or wrong?
I mean, that's a pretty significant detail to leave out before meeting someone. Whether you're pregnant or already have children, those are important parts of your life that can directly affect dating expectations and future compatibility. Being upfront about major circumstances before meeting in person gives both people the opportunity to make an informed decision and avoids unnecessary surprises.
The very handsome ex-basketball player from Spain. And the only reason I met this guy is because I broke up with my boyfriend who I lived with, and he told me to get my shit out, and I stayed at a hotel, and this guy was staying at the hotel too. Which I think is just like so funny, like that he kicked me out and then I meet this guy. The date went really well. He's 37 and very successful, and was asking me a lot of questions about myself, and I think that's always a very good sign. Also, I've been reading your guys' comments, and there are just so many girls that have been dating narcissistic men, and we can't do that. I don't know.
Alright, I do find this situation a little strange because she seems genuinely upset that he told her to leave, even though that can be a natural consequence when a relationship ends and one person is asked to move out. The fact that she appears to have moved on quickly might also raise questions, but we can't really know what she was feeling or what happened behind the scenes. People process breakups differently, and moving on quickly doesn't necessarily mean someone never cared about their previous relationship.
To argument over the phone, the mother of my two daughters, and she let something slip that made me question, is the first kid I had with her my actual daughter? So when I go get my kids, all of them together, all three, I took them to Charlotte and we got the DNA test. And sure enough, a couple weeks later, come back, find out the first kid I had with her while I was in high school was never mine to begin with. And I just had my other kid with her, right? The one that really is mine. That was a rough time. What's the worst thing a woman could do? To me, that's the worst thing you could do. And she did it because she knew I was going in the military. I made the decision I was going. Now that I know the truth that this kid isn't mine, I almost had a little bit of relief that I can probably let this part of my life go. And also child support. The sadness that hit me was the fact that she's not mine now. When I get my daughter, watching her watch me take her sister now, and not her. The first few years, I still took her, but I knew at some point I'm gonna have to not. Her dad's gonna want time and all this stuff. But the first time I got her, after the fact, I asked her, did your mom tell you something about what's going on with us? And she said, Mom said that you don't want to be my dad anymore. And I was like, here we go. So I got to battle this. And then trouble started happening between me and her that I just had to let it go. We still
Alright, this situation becomes even more complicated if the account is accurate. Trying to involve a child by telling them that a parent no longer cares about them can be especially harmful because children shouldn't be placed in the middle of adult relationship conflicts. If the cheating happened as described, it also explains why trust could have been seriously damaged. Regardless of what happened between the adults, the priority should be protecting the children from the conflict, communicating responsibly, and making decisions based on the facts rather than using them to influence a child's feelings.
The princess treatment, but it really should be the other way around. Like, he should be feeding her and treating her like a princess. And that's what's wrong with this society lately.
That's why you're single. Shut.
So, obviously, every relationship has its own unique dynamic, and it's nearly impossible to understand the full story from a single social media video. There may be important context, conversations, or circumstances that viewers simply don't see. It's always better to consider the available facts carefully rather than making a definite judgment based on a short.
Someone lost her mind.
Guys are so lucky. You guys do not understand. So I'm 25, right? I'm sitting here and I'm having to build a fucking roster. I'm having to sit here and go out and do things I don't want to do. I don't want a roster. I don't want to go out and date. I don't like this hookup culture. I don't like any of it. But I feel like I don't have a choice. Men, you guys just get to sit there and you guys can go wait until you're in your 30s, you're almost 40, and you can just go get with a girl that's in her 20s and live a normal life.
Yeah,
girls don't have that luxury.
You're 25 years old, you're young, right? The way that you get yourself, you want to line yourself up for marriage, for children, for all these things that you say you want. It's not by building a roster. It's not by racking up a body count. It's not by doing hookup culture. That's not getting you anywhere. The only thing as a female that's going to get you actually is you're going to get a lot of guys who ultimately won't want you. You are going to X yourself out of a lot of good.
Alright, this might sound like a crazy concept, but dating doesn't have to mean constantly maintaining a long list of potential partners or going through dozens of people at once. If someone is genuinely looking for a long-term relationship, they can take a more intentional approach, focus on getting to know people individually, and allow relationships to develop naturally over time. There's no single correct way to date, but being clear about your goals and choosing quality over quantity can make the process much more meaningful.
That guy that I really liked, he found out about my job and he's not okay with it. I guess one of his friends told him. I was just waiting to tell him because I wanted him to get to know me, not.
This stuff genuinely sad, man. You know, like, I'm gonna be honest, any woman out here who's doing this kind of work, you know, no dude worth anything is gonna want any part of that. You know, and it's a cold lesson. It really, really is. You know, and if there's men out here that message me all the time, Al, you know, should I date her if she has an OF, or should I date her if she's a stripper? Or homie, it's gonna be nothing but problems, drama, and stress, and it's just not something you want to be dealing with. A real man is going to look for a real woman, a woman with wifey qualities, going to be able to, you know, to bring peace and love and to that relationship, you know, and you're not going to find that with this. I don't blame him for walking away. I really don't. Stop settling with this kind of crap, G. Jim, grind, and God. You guys focus on your life, on your purpose, find something that makes you fired up inside.